Powered by Riverside.
Hello and welcome into TheSadFan, where we talk about the good, the bad, and everything that made you sad. And I mean, I've always got to go back to this old segment. I wish we could get away from it, but we can't. And we've got to talk about what made us sad. And there is something that made me sad today, and yesterday, and over the weekend. And it's not just that we weren't able to record at our usual time post-football season. It was that Team USA reminded me that they still have a coach in Greg Berhalter that doesn't have great tactics when it comes to football, doesn't understand his team, doesn't understand self-awareness, doesn't understand how to take responsibility for his own mistakes, has zero accountability. Oh, wait, that's what I just said. And he's still the coach of the United States soccer team after the letdown in the World Cup, after we all knew we needed a new coach, after the Giovanni Reyna scandal, after he hasn't beat any good team outside of CONCACAF. He's only claim to fame is really beating Mexico. And he's still the coach. And I just can't think of anyone that can withstand this unless, LeBron selected them personally. And it's, you know what it's kind of like, Wes? It's like, you ever drive in the morning or in the afternoon or where, I don't care when you drive, just when you drive. All right, when you drive.
I don't drive.
on the highway, right? And you've got this car in front of you, and they're going slow, and you're trying to do the right thing. So you get into the passing lane, which, by the way, is the furthest lane to the inside of the highway, okay? If you get to the outside of the highway, the slow lanes. All right? So every time we're getting ready to get rid of Greg Berhalter, we think we're going to get rid of Greg Berhalter. The fan base is praying to get rid of Greg Berhalter. This is what it's like. So you're driving, and you're trying to do the right thing, and you're like, we've given this car a chance to go the speed limit. This car refuses to go the speed limit, so you get to the left lane to pass this car. If you're in England, it's the right lane to pass this car, okay? And you're going, and the car speeds up as you're trying to pass him, and you're sitting here like, why are you speeding up now? Greg Berhalter, Soccer Federation, United States. Why are you? You've now you wasted 3 to 5 minutes of my time behind you going below the speed limit. Let's just say the speed limit is 70. You're going 65, 68, and now I'm in cruise control trying to pass you at 70, the speed limit, and I know you're speeding up because all of a sudden I can't pass you, and you're going. Has that ever happened to you, Wes? Because that's what this is like.
I mean, yeah, but I was wondering for the longest time where you were going with that.
Well, just follow. Sometimes you need to listen to hear, not listen to respond, okay? I know we do a radio show, and your whole job is to respond, but just in this moment, just hear me. That's what this is like.
I agree. I forgot about the Giovanni Reyna scandal until you just mentioned it, but that kind of got me fired up because that was such stupid managing in the World Cup, and I had completely flushed that out of my brain until you brought it up. So thanks for that. But yeah, he's useless. He's a dud. It's time to get rid of him.
What his only claim to fame?
5-1. 5-1.
5-1 in a friendly. They're not even playing all their best people. We were playing a ton of our best people.
Yeah, it's pathetic, and they need a new coach. I think that's really all that needs to be said.
It's embarrassing on a world scale. Like a world scale, it's embarrassing to get sat down at 5-1 with your best players on the field.
I mean, I just want one day for us to be able to make like a really big upset against like the number 2 team in the world.
I mean, we did really well in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. I want to say in 2006. 2007. I mean, that was pretty amazing. The CONCACAF Gold Cup that year was probably one of my best experiences in being a fan as Landon Donovan, Clint Dempsey, and we had that team, Michael Bradley midfield. But we have probably our best generation right now, and just they're managing them with the worst coach they possibly could. But yeah, you're right. Needs to be fired, needs to be let go, and we have the money to do it in the Soccer Federation because he's one of the highest paid coaches in international football.
That's pathetic.
Ridiculous. Before he walks out the door. Anyway, I'm mad at you for not getting my highway reference. That doesn't annoy you? You're the one person in the world that doesn't get annoyed by a person speeding up as you go to pass them?
I mean, that annoys the hell out of me, but I just
It
wasn't.
happens, right?
I just wasn't getting where you were going with the whole coaching situation. You also didn't get my reference either.
What was your reference?
About beating the number 2 team in the world. Cricket, baby.
Well, we're not there yet. I was saving that for the end of the show. But yes, I can't believe you took it there. I'm not ready to talk about that yet. So we'll get back to the cricket thing. Back to my highway reference. Anyway, explain it to me. How do you not understand what I'm talking about? As you go to pass a car and it speeds up? How do you not? That doesn't happen to you?
Is Greg the one speeding up?
Yes. Every time.
What's he doing? How's he speeding up? If anything, he's just wrecking. He's just wrecking over and over, and they're not raising.
We wish he would wreck. We pray he would wreck. But United States Soccer Federation is like bowling with bumpers for Greg Berhalter. Every time he goes to get the gutter ball, U.S. Soccer Federation puts the bumpers down and goes, no, we can't fire Greg.
See, with your analogy, I'm thinking like, oh, he does something really good, and then he does a lot of crap stuff, and then he does something good. But that's not what he's doing. He hasn't done anything good.
Is that
that's
what you
I'm
think?
saying. He hasn't done anything good. That's why I don't relate it.
Why do you think it's a good thing when the car won't let you pass them after being shitty for long in front of you?
I'm not.
Okay,
but him speeding up would be him actually doing something like.
Okay, I think the more we talk about Greg Berhalter with this analogy,
I think we both just admit that he sucks and he needs to be fired.
But I want to talk about the traffic thing. How do you handle
the traffic thing? Sucks.
Wes, how do you handle that traffic situation? Like, no, pause, slow down. You're getting revved up. That's my fault. That's my fault. I've got you there.
I speed up and cut him off.
Do you? Is that the move?
And then I flip him out the back.
A little birdie flies through into your rear windshield after
yeah.
that? Okay, all right. Like,
unfortunately, my back windows are really tinted right now, so they can never see it.
I do. I'm one of these guys. The starer, right? The look at you to see if you're as dumb as I think you look. Like, I want to see if you look as dumb as I think you are as I'm passing you. Usually you do. All right. And then I do the, what's wrong with you? What are you thinking? Right? And they go, what's wrong with you? They do it back usually, what's wrong with you? And I go, cruise control.
Try it.
Right. So, yeah, it's a sad day to be a U.S. soccer fan. And you know who their next tune-up match is against, Wes?
I do not. Surprise me.
Brazil.
We're going to beat the pants off Brazil.
It doesn't get any easier for old Greggy boy. But I think if he doesn't make it through this Copa America Cup with some type of winning record, with some claim to fame, I think, honestly, after the Colombia game, he should be fired either way. But if he doesn't make it through Copa America, which is the cup between North America and South America, I think he's done. He's got to be done, right?
Yeah.
He's got to be. There's good coaches out there that they can pull from other nations. Team USA, like I said, this is probably our golden generation, and we just don't have a coach that can do anything with it.
I mean, I feel like we say that every generation. I mean,
every damn generation is coached by Greg Berhalter.
I feel like we're slowly getting better. It's a long road to
This is the United States of America. We're a nation of over 300 million people, and we can't compete in one of the world sports.
I know. It's stupid.
Well, we're busy playing other sports, but, you know.
Yeah.
You know who else is a coach that can give you, like, a really good quote? Joe Mazzulla. And have you heard some of the quotes by Joe Mazzulla? So I'm going to talk about the Celtics here for a second, and I just want you to look up wacky quotes by Joe Mazzulla. So the Celtics right now, even without Jason Tatum doing really anything in these NBA Finals, if we can be honest, who's supposed to be one of the best players in the world, they're putting it on Dallas. And a lot of it has to do with Kyrie not showing up at all. Kyrie has not shown up at all either. So he's not alone. Go ahead, Wes.
I was just hoping for a better finals.
So did you?
This kind of makes me not even want to watch the rest of the games.
Because you're afraid they're going to get blown out in every game? Well, remember, the series is going back to Dallas, so we might get a little something once it gets back to Dallas. But did you know that Kyrie Irving against Boston, since he stepped on the Celtic logo, since he stepped on the head of the Celtic logo, do you know what his record is against Boston?
Unless?
0-12.
That's bad.
0-12 since he stepped on the logo.
He's afraid. They cursed him.
I think they did curse him. Like, I mean, I guess, like, up there, that region, they had the Salem witch trials and stuff, right? Maybe they did curse him, but you need to see some of these quotes from Joe Mazzulla and understand what coach is about to win the NBA Finals, okay? Because you're going to have to deal with this guy being a champion for the rest of time. Like, for the rest of time, you have Joe Mazzulla being a champion. And I don't know if I can deal with that. Now, Porzingis got hurt in Game 2, which you would think would be a big factor, but he's already coming out saying that he's going to play in Game 3, that he's fine for Game 3, which is, I think, terrible for the Mavericks. Because right now, it's odd to me, because he hasn't played the entire playoffs. He has been the X factor. What? How? Jason Kidd, why is your only claim to fame as a coach spilling a drink on the floor when you ran out of timeouts to get the clock to stop? Why is that all you have? You coach Giannis Antetokounmpo. You coach the New Jersey Nets, the Brooklyn Nets. How old am I? You coach the Brooklyn Nets.
I remember the New Jersey Nets back in the day.
They went to a couple finals with Jason Kidd, actually.
I like their old logo.
What have you thought so far? And please don't just say, I want them to lose. Give me something.
What do you want from me? I wasn't able...
It's a radio show. I need you to talk.
I've been really busy this weekend, so I was not able to watch Game 2. Okay? I don't know what you want from me.
I'm the only person that's ever been busy, ever. My name's Wes, but inevitably I'm going to tell Fry he's overextending himself as I say I'm busy, forgetting that I sat on my couch with my hand in my pants for the last half hour. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what do you want from me, bro?
All right, so I need you to actually talk about this so I could pull up the stats so we could do the show. I need you to talk when I go to drink water so I don't have to immediately spit it out and respond to you, because you wait for me to respond as I'm taking a sip. You have to read the visual cues on the show of me taking a drink of water.
I can't read the visual cues when I'm trying to do research up here, you piece of shit.
As it pertains to this series, what do you think Dallas has to do to get back into it?
Well, first, I think Kyrie actually needs to be a team player. He needs to actually do something, get off of his ass, and earn his paycheck. I mean, Luka's doing all he can. I mean, Luka's been the workhorse so far. He's carrying the team, and that's too much to ask for one guy. That's like what LeBron has been doing most of his career, and that's why he went to so many NBA Finals, but he wasn't able to win as many as he wanted. I mean, he's, like 4 for 9, 10?
I do know, like, yeah, he's made 0 3-pointers, Kyrie has. He just distributes the ball immediately when he gets it, which is, I think, crazy because he's one of the best dribblers we've ever seen in the NBA. He has some of the best handles we've ever seen, and now he doesn't want to hold the ball. And I don't know, maybe you're right. Maybe he's cursed. Maybe he's breaking under the pressure. Maybe Joe Mazzulla watching the town every single night last year on their playoff run. Boston's playoff run did something for him where he's like, man, if this guy watches the town every night, that's pretty intimidating.
He's afraid of the Boston fans.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is afraid of the Boston fans, and he has his little shot, right, of, to be honest, I thought it'd be louder. He took that shot and then immediately goes out and loses Game 2, doesn't perform. You have Jason Kidd trying to throw little sly barbs by saying, well, you know, Jaylen Brown's their best player, so taking a shot at Jason Tatum, trying to split the locker room. So at this point, I don't know. Are they out of ammo? Are they just taking shots that mean nothing?
I mean, I think they'll win a game, but I think this is over in 5.
Little gentleman sweep? Gentleman sweep action?
I think they'll win one of the next 2 games, but I don't think it goes much beyond that.
So it's just
nobody on their team except Luka is doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think their third best player is probably Tim Hardaway Jr. or PJ Washington, right?
Yeah, probably PJ.
So that's what they're working with, and they got him at the trade deadline. So what are they going to do? Do you just see it? It's over in your mind. It's a gentleman sweep in your mind.
Yeah, I think it's over.
All right. Well, fair enough. Do you think that the NHL Stanley Cup final is over as well?
Yeah, I think so too. Edmonton is once again failing the entire nation of Canada. So good job, guys. Way to let down an entire nation that only cares about one sport.
I think except Calgary, right? Except Calgary, because I think Calgary hates Edmonton, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, probably. But still. You're letting them all down.
Well, we both called Florida. So what is happening now? Because we also thought it would be a competitive series because Connor McDavid is on that team. Draisaitl is on that team.
I mean, Connor's had 1 assist this whole series, and that's it. So, I mean, granted, Oilers only have 1 goal. What do you want?
Well, they got to play better first. That's what we want, right?
Do they? They got to play better? Thank you for that wonderful insight. They got to play better. Dallas Mavericks, they got to play better.
They do have to play better. Where am I wrong in this? In saying that they have to play better. All right, Edmonton has to play better if they want a shot at this cup. I mean, Hyman's got to play better. Connor McDavid's got to play better, even though he's the only one on the team. Draisaitl's got to play better. They've got a nuisance out there in Evander Kane, so maybe throw him out there and make him kind of do some shithousery, right? Mess with Tkachuk. Well, Tkachuk wasn't even on the ice that much in this last game.
He hasn't been a big factor this series yet, but we'll see.
But that team, it's just the Panthers are such a good team, which is why you and I have been saying we think they're going to win since the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah, they were my pick from the very beginning.
Yeah, the team is a complete team. They look great. Bobrovsky, like I said last show, though he hasn't been great in goal, he's been exactly what they need throughout this playoffs. I don't know if I'd call him the hot goalie. I mean, I guess there's only 2 left, so he's 1 of 2, and he's winning both games. So I guess he is the hot goalie. But right now, I mean, the combined score, our aggregate for my Euro fans, is 7-1 in these finals. 7-1. That's wild. And you know when Edmonton scored their only goal of the series?
When?
They were the very first goal of this last game. So they scored 0 goals to 3, then came out, scored the very first goal of the game, got everyone hyped up that's an Edmonton person, and then Florida came out and kiboshed that real quick with 4 goals. So I think we're finally going to see the Florida Panthers, after being an expansion team in the 90s, win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. I mean, I think this one goes 6.
6? You think?
Yeah, I think Edmonton puts up.
Edmonton?
I think. Well, I don't know, but I think Edmonton finally puts up a fight. But I think it's pretty wrapped up for Florida. Yeah, they're gonna win one of these, and I don't know if they'll win both. But
so is it gonna be 4-1 or 4-2?
I'm telling you, it's gonna be 4-2. They could either win they could win both games in Edmonton, or they could win it when it goes back. Crazy thought. They win in Florida.
You think they get 1 game in Florida?
I think so.
I honestly don't agree. I think they're more likely to win both games in Edmonton, because have you looked up how far Edmonton is from Florida?
It's very far. I know that.
That's a flight. Even on a private flight, that's a flight.
It's very far.
That's a flight and a half.
So here's the thing, though. In the NHL Finals and NBA Finals, you're getting like 2 or 3 days off in between games instead of like simultaneous. Like you get 1 day off.
You're talking about your travel days?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a lot more relaxed during the finals.
I mean, I wish it wasn't, though, for our sake, because that creates 3 boring days.
I mean, we don't have anything going on tomorrow, and then we get a game finally. But yeah, it's
the Celtics, right? The Celtics are back on tomorrow. Celtics Mavericks.
Yeah, Celtics Mavericks, and then Thursday, Game 3 of Florida Edmonton. So yeah, wait a while.
Well, it looks like right now in both finals that are going on, we have just boring finals, things that are locked up.
I hope it gets better.
I don't want to speak.
Nobody likes boring. Nobody likes a boring finals.
Yeah, but there's no fight being put up by the losing squads right now. Dallas doesn't look like they're going to do it.
They got to play better. They got to play better.
Thank you. Yes, that's all I'm trying to say. They just got to play better, right? Don't let these people be the people that won't let you pass them. Dallas, don't let
Boston, be the people that won't pass you, that won't let you pass them on the highway. Edmonton, don't let Florida be those people that won't let you pass them on the highway.
That stupid analogy again.
Here we go. Well, it's not my fault that doesn't make you mad. Like, it makes everyone else mad. And
It makes me mad. I just think the analogy sucks for this situation.
Why does it suck for the situation? Greg Berhalter keeps pulling away every time you try to pass him. Get him fired. I don't know why I have to rehash this for you. You work on airplanes. Anyway, so there was a big controversy in women's basketball. And no, it wasn't that the Las Vegas Aces lost to the Los Angeles Sparks. Do you know what the big controversy was in women's basketball over the weekend?
No, I do not.
For me, I'm somebody that doesn't really care, and I don't think that the person that this happened to cares. But man, do white old dudes care that Caitlin Clark was left off the United
Olympics.
States Women's Olympics team.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I read it. I was like, okay, like I suppose like she could take Tarasi's spot, but Cameron Brink's been really, really good too as a rookie. There's a lot of U.S. players. I mean, the U.S. is stacked when it comes to women's basketball. So there's a lot of players that could have taken that spot that are playing a little bit better than Caitlin right now. And what I did was I looked at that. I was like, the only person I could really argue with, and not that she's not great, just that she's 41 years old, was Diana Taurasi. Everyone else, I was like, yeah, they earned their spot. That spot's earned. That spot's earned.
Yeah.
That spot's earned. I get it. And meanwhile, we've got, again, like, really old white guys that got really upset. And I'm like, dude, is this your first trip to the WNBA? Like, they're really good players in the WNBA. It's not just the famous ones.
I mean, I agree. So, I don't know. I think it was a stupid decision to leave her off of the team.
Okay. Why? Elaborate.
Because she brings so much to the sport. She brings so many eyeballs. Like, they would get massive viewers if she was playing.
Yeah, but if it's not for viewership, it's to put the best team on the court. Is she one of those players?
I think so. I mean, yeah, she's not having the greatest rookie season. But, I mean,
yeah, last night she looked bad.
She's still, like, if you put her on the U.S. women's team, she's still going to ball out.
I think she'll find her way. I think no matter what, she's going to find her way. She's going to be really good.
Well, yeah.
And who was the player that pushed her? You said her name. I can't remember.
Kennedy Carter.
Kennedy Carter. The only reason I know who Kennedy Carter is, the only reason I know her name, to speak to your point, Wes, is because she pushed Caitlin Clark.
Exactly.
I wouldn't know who this player was if she hadn't pushed Caitlin Clark. I would have no idea. She's not good enough. And I'm not on her level in any way. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Like, she's probably better at women's basketball than I am at anything. But what I'm saying is, Caitlin Clark is so famous that her pushing Caitlin Clark made her famous.
Well, how did Angel Reese get her name out there? She talked crap to Caitlin last year.
No. See, you're showing your ass. People that were watching women's basketball, NCAA basketball, knew Angel Reese. Angel Reese was a force. There's a reason why she was a top 10 draft pick. All
No,
right,
I know
Angel
she's
Reese is
good,
very
but she got her name out there during the finals. Like, casual viewers didn't know who she was.
There you go. Casual viewers would pick up on it. That's fair. That's fair to say. People that don't watch the sport.
And
But
obviously now she's more than earned her recognition. She's great. Don't let me take anything away from that. But
Yeah,
because that blew up. That was huge
it did
last year.
But you
So
know why
many
it blew up?
angry white guys frothing at the mouth.
America loves to make it about race and not about the sport and not about games.
It's true.
So it was a young black woman against a young white woman, and America gripped that, and I hated it. I hated
But
it.
she
'cause I was
backed it
like,
up. She backed it
these-
up, and
these
that's
are-
what
yeah.
matters.
These are great basketball players, and she has a ring, and Caitlin Clark doesn't.
Yeah.
To be honest, she has a ring. Caitlin Clark doesn't. Caitlin Clark made it twice, but lost both opportunities.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think that one, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. I think people are going to tune in. But if there's anyone that should be irritated with the United States Basketball Association for making their decision, it's the Olympics. No one else. Just the Summer Olympics should be irritated. Okay? Because of everything you highlighted, Wes. Because the Summer Olympics should be like, yo, I don't care if she plays or not. We need her on that court. I don't
Just
care.
put
if
her
she
on the
is-
bench. Let her ride the pen.
We just need to advertise that Caitlin Clark is in these Olympics. That's who's mad at the United States Basketball Association.
Yeah.
Is the Olympics. Because I think Caitlin Clark cares. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I don't think it's as big of a deal as it is to everyone else as it is to her. To
Right.
her, like she said, and she's going to use it for fuel.
She's going to use it as yo, you saying I'm not good enough? All right, let me show you how good I am. And she's going to go out there and she's going to ball. But also, Wes, she needs a damn break. She needs a break. Like, give this girl rest.
Yeah, she hasn't had a day off since probably, September, October?
Yeah, and honestly, I wish we had more listeners. I know we don't have a ton of listeners, but if we had more, we get more listeners on our clips than we do on our show. But if we had more listeners, they would have heard you say that before the WNBA draft. Wes, you were the first person saying that in all of media. You were the first person saying, I hate the way this is designed. Caitlin Clark's not going to get a break at all. The girls from South Carolina aren't going to get a break because they have to go straight from the finals right into practice with the WNBA, and then the season starts.
Yeah, you don't have any sort of like training camp, nothing. I mean, I think they call it training camp, but really it's like a week of practice, and then you're going straight into games.
Yeah, it's like they were punished for making it to the college finals.
Yeah.
Hey, here's your punishment. You get no prep time prior to thrusting you into a league where we have all of the best women in the world, not just the United States, in the world playing. Good luck. And Caitlin, they all are trying to make a name for themselves by taking you out, by showing you how bad you are. Not why are you famous when I'm so much better than you? That's what they're going to show you, even though you're on zero rest.
Yeah. I think her second year is going to be her breakout year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. And, we're having a breakout year right now, Wes. The United States of America is having a breakout year. You know what we're having a breakout year in, Wes?
By being awesome?
Cricket. Now we're ready to talk about some cricket. I know you
Full
want to get
circle
right at the beginning of the show, but we're having a breakout year in cricket.
The cricket coach is doing something right. I don't even know his name, but he needs a raise.
There you go. There you go. All right, because they beat the number 6 team in the world with a bunch of IT guys and people that do this in their spare time. They beat the 6th best nation in the world in a sport that this nation loves. They play regularly. The United States plays this as a, hey, you want to go hit a ball with a cricket bat? Like, that's how the United States handles this sport. And they beat the number 6 team in the world in Pakistan. And they also took out Canada. And they have a game against India coming up. And Wes, I think I might.
But does Canada even play either? I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
I know they lose. That's what I know. That's what I know about Canada and their cricket prowess, is there is none. All right. But Wes, I might be becoming a cricket fan. If USA, I might be a bandwagoner and try to learn what cricket means.
I mean, I've never watched cricket. Okay, and I was reading like the game recap, and I was just like, my brain kind of like shut down because it just didn't really make sense. Like when they were talking about like cricket terms, I was like, this sounds incredibly stupid. I mean, like, I don't want to offend anybody. It's just like it's weird terms, and yeah. Like here, let me just read a part to you. So Ahmed took Pakistan to 5 for none off 3 balls before he was brilliantly caught by Kumar close to the boundary, and USA bowler Sarab restricted them to 13 for 1.
Yeah, don't know what that means. None of it. None of it.
It's a foreign language. I mean,
it's more like horse racing, Wes. We could just be out there with some crazy hats and mint jewelers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited for them because I love it when this country does awesome and beats the crap out of other countries when they shouldn't.
When we're underdogs?
Yeah.
When we're underdogs.
It's great. It's great. Yeah, just like the Miracle on Ice. But I mean, I don't know anything about cricket. I've never watched a cricket match in my life. I just know they have like some flat bat and they swing it and it's
flat bat.
I don't know. But I mean, if they keep rolling, maybe I will watch something.
Maybe we'll turn it on. I mean, like India if they beat India, I think that's the end of the world. I think that's how that works, right? The whole world crumbles and falls.
And America just stands on top. Well, wait. So are they playing for pinks? Are they playing for pinks?
Do we get it? Do we get it if we win? But no, I think we own the sport if we win. I think that we're probably one of the toughest, based on India and Pakistan being in our group, one of the toughest groups in the whole table. And Team USA is second in the table, only in points.
India and Pakistan should just be lucky that we don't invest time and resources into cricket. Otherwise, we would beat the pants off of them.
Just like we don't invest time and resources into football, right? Soccer, if you will. We just hire our worst coach ever, pay him more than most coaches in the world.
Hey, I played youth soccer, okay? I don't want to hear it.
You could have been a contender.
I could have.
Well, I think this show should be a contender. You know what? Hats off to our boys playing cricket, IT engineers, and dudes making coffees as baristas that do this in their spare time. We appreciate you, and we appreciate all of you listening to our show, tuning in each and every week. We're going to bring you some weird content some weeks, like, hey, did you know cricket's a thing in the United States? Because I just found out. And we're going to let you know, like, we're going to give you some great analogies despite what Wes thinks about driving on the highway.
I mean, I didn't know we fielded a national team.
Wes refuses to give me anything on his highway habits, and it bothers me. It bothers me.
I just think it was a stupid analogy.
I think Wes is that guy. I think Wes is the guy that won't let you pass him. I think
No,
he's
you want to know what I do?
inferior.
I turn on my adaptive cruise control to like 4 over and just sit in the middle lane.
Oh, adaptive cruise control. That's sweet.
Adaptive
Ooh,
cruise
cute.
control.
Ooh,
Yeah.
do you set it to 2 cars in front of you? Oh,
I
2
set it
cars
to
in
1.
front of- So,
One car, like-
you're on that car's ass then with your adaptive cruise control. You're right on top of that car.
No, because 1 is like 2.5 seconds behind. It's
Mhm.
actually pretty forgiving in my car, and then I
Oh.
just like chill out. I
pretty.
I turn on the lane following, I just sit back and I
You read.
relax.
You
and
pump the book.
I put up a movie or something, eat some popcorn.
But
I don't let-
Batman, maybe.
I used to be a very angry driver,
Mm-hmm.
and now with adaptive cruise control and all the new technology, my heart rate driving has gone down way low, and it's just zen.
Is it Zed?
It's zen.
All right, so I'm just going to let you guys know. This is the same guy, if you go back to earlier points in the show, that said he speeds up and he cuts that car off and then he flips him the bird. And the worst part about it is his windows are too tinted for them to see.
All right, everyone. That is the Sad Fan. That is the episode for this week. We will be back at our usual time on Monday. So we hope to see you there. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
No way.